mute co-broadcasters in the client. We had a little bit of echo there, but okay, quickly fix that one up. We're good. Everything's looking fine. But yeah, 5JuNGz, they've been looking pretty hot recently. They even won last night when the mind control dropped out, and they played 4v5, but they still look pretty hot. I like the fact that Team Alternate is banning out Ember Spirit against them. It's definitely been one of their really strong heroes. The fact that both Fata and Matumbaman can pick that up. But 5JuNGz, you know, they're a little bit worried about this Team Alternate Wisp as well. First ban material definitely up against them.
Yeah, they definitely did their research. Like Wisp and SF, two of Team Alternate's favorite heroes recently, and I like it. I'm not sure if you. I think, unless this is wrong, I think Team Alternate has been playing the open qualifiers up until now. So they've been playing all day. Maybe that can play in this performance, but apparently they've played all their 4 matches today. They won all of them. So technically they should be playing tomorrow again. But yeah, this is their 5th game then in a row, basically.
Good stuff. See, I was wondering about that. I know that there's been, the schedule's been a little bit up in the air because of the qualifiers. We do have a match later on tonight, which is a new team going up against Scary Faces, and both of them playing over in the qualifiers as well. But should be all good. Should be all done and dusted. A Spirit Breaker gets taken out, as well as the Disruptor. And Team Alternate, they actually start things off with Tusk and Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage against Quap and Darkseer is pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely a good pickup, and I like the Disruptor ban. Like Disruptor is probably the best hero, even in lane against Darkseer, just in general. Like the Glimpse is really strong against him, and the Silence in a team fight can be really clutch if you can pull it off. So it's a really good, ban. The Spirit Breaker as well. Spirit Breaker is one of these annoying heroes to play against, especially when you're an anti-mage. You want to split push, but with the Spirit Breaker you can just chase him around the map. So these are really good bans coming out, and I did say that I did some research on Team Alternate, and apparently they really like the Invoker. I doubt they're gonna pick up the Invoker just because they usually play the Invoker as carry.
Safe lane, yeah.
Safe lane, yeah. But maybe, who knows? Maybe they have some sort of like strategy prepared where they can still put a mid. Could be interesting to see. I mean, Invoker has been buffed at that patch, so a few teams have tried it out, but not a lot of teams are really willing to, use it in competitive matches so far.
Yeah, we used to see it a lot from London Conspiracy, where they ran it mid with, the Shadow Demon Kunkka roaming strats, and see, I was going to come to this in a second, but 5JuNGz just straight off the bat go with the Ogre. Winter Wyvern ban, that's good for Team Alternate. I like the fact they go with that. Darkseer Wyvern, annoying combo in the sort of mid game with the vacuum into Winter's Curse, but 5JuNGz, they really love giving Jirax that roaming tanky support hero, whether it be the Spirit Breaker with Iron Shell on him, or now the Ogre Magi just running people down.
Yeah, but I think if you're a Team Alternate, you rather play against the Ogre Magi than the Spirit Breaker. Just because the Spirit Breaker, I think, is just more difficult to deal with. Ogre Magi, yeah, it's still annoying to get that multicast whatnot, but I think in the early game especially, I think the Spirit Breaker is a bit more annoying, to be honest.
Yeah, with the Iron Shell on him, and against an anti-mage who is not tanky at all very early on, being forced to blink around and deal with that Spirit Breaker bashing him to pieces, it can be rough. They go with the Bane, another good hero against the Queen of Pain and the Darkseer. And you were saying how Disruptor, Disruptor, for some reason I thought his name wasn't Disruptor. So how he's good against the Darkseer. There are a few heroes that are pretty decent. Dazzle's pretty good, the fact he can heal, Poison Touch, good harass, and zone him out of lane. Arctic Burn from Winter Wyvern's pretty good, but Bane, his stat game's great. Brain Sap now with the reduced mana cost, and the fact you trade hits very efficiently, especially up against the Darkseer, who wants to get Iron Shell on creeps rather than himself. Can actually set up for Nightmare into Anti-Mage blinking forward and looking for the actual kill on the Darkseer, but Slardar tanking up even more, okay.
Oh, if we hadn't seen a Darkseer already, I would say maybe this is like an offlane Slardar, like from Moo from Team Archon right now. But I guess this is a safe lane Slardar, and I mean Slardar again has also been buffed. It's very popular right now, but again mostly used on the offlane, I think, or at least I thought its place would be on the offlane, just because it's really or he's really tanky in general. But this is most likely just going to be safe lane Slardar, but something we haven't really seen too much from the Matumbaman.
No, that's the thing. Doom obviously banned out in the first phase by Team Alternate. That's a hero he's been playing a ton of with the Ember Spirit as well. So when you remove two of Matumbaman's favorite heroes and you don't really want to go Huskar here, the fact Tusk and Bane both deal decently with that Huskar. You know, again, one of Matumbaman's kind of signature heroes. Slardar, the touch of minus armor you get from amplified damage, the fact you can, you know, he is a great aggressive carry. The fact you can blink initiate into heroes like Anti-Mage and basically solo him with your skill set is amazing. Early on, you get the fast blink with just brown boots. You forget about treads early on, and you go around blinking on the AM. You can blink crush and 3-shot him down.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although I do think that if we do think about Matumbaman's heroes, I was kind of thinking maybe he picks the Slark, because it is probably his signature hero, right? And I do think that Slark against Bane against Anti-Mage is actually not too bad. Maybe not against the Tusk, but in general, I think it could have been good. But, you know, they go with Slaughter, and Team Alternate answer with a Puck. Also not something we haven't seen too much of.
Puck. I mean, S4 has tried to bring it back. He's played a couple of games on Alliance, and things have not gone great for him, to be perfectly honest. It's a hero that kind of struggles against the majority of mid laners. You know, against the Queen of Pain here, you know that you're not going to have a farm versus farm matchup. There's no SF, there's no TA. So I can definitely see where they're coming from. They've got the utility, the control that the Puck brings with the silence as well. And if 5JuNGz are looking to get this jump in with, you know, possibly triple or quadruple blinkers with the Quap, Slardar, and Darkseer, having someone that can counter-initiate or actually preempt that jump in for 5JuNGz with a blink silence, a blink dream coil, and then you have the Tusk to save people, Bane to actually TP and react to these fights as well. You can set yourselves up for a good old fight for the anti-mage. So 5JuNGz now, final hero, probably their 5-role support. I kind of want to see some sustain from them, just to keep the Slardar alive on the front lines. You know, Dazzle is obviously the one that shouts out to us, but it's banned out. You would love to have the minus armor, the heal, the grave, and things like that. So what do you expect? A Witch Doctor? Something along those lines?
First thought was Witch Doctor. Second thought was maybe Shadow Demon. I think Shadow Demon is a really good defensive support, and in lane you can actually set up the Slaughter Crush with a disruption as well. I think that could work out really nice. It's a really good defensive spell against Bane's Fiend Script, for example. If somebody just in general gets targeted, you can just disrupt him, and no, they go with Vengeful.
Oh, wow.
Also, it's a good hero to set up stuff with, and it is really good roaming combo with the Ogre Magi.
More minus armor, get the swaps around. I wonder what kind of skill build we see, because that was always something that people, you know, played around with a lot on the Vengeful Spirit. You max stunned, you max wave, have 1 point in the Vengeance Aura early on, 2 points. You know, it's all these little different things you can do to min-max this hero. But Vengeful Spirit, great at roaming around, like you're saying, with Ogre Magi. And Clockwork, the final pick. So Tusk goes into the 4-role with the Bane in 5, and Puck mid, and I'm guessing Clockwork just heads up to the off lane all on his own. But I'm a little bit worried about him up there. He's not the tankiest of heroes, you know, he's got decent HP, decent armor, but if you do throw a couple of stuns down, our Cog's gonna be able to save him.
The thing is, though, and this is where I think Clockwork has maybe an advantage, is the fact that, I mean, Ogre Magi is melee, and Vengeful Spirit doesn't really have the biggest of ranges, right? So if he pulls the wave, and it's really important that he gets the first wave very close to his own tower. Like, that's gonna be really important. And I think from there on out, if he just plays a bit passive, has one really good ward, I think he can be fine there. Especially since he won the Venge and Ogre Magi actually to roam it a lot as well, right? So I don't really expect a classic tri-lane to be up against him, more of a roaming combo that may or may not be there for the first 2 minutes and then disappears from his lane. So I think it can be okay though.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think early on he can't go and trade hits, you know, with the Venge or the Ogre. That's not something he can do. So we might see the kind of Moon Meander style build with the level 3 Rocket Flare and 1 in Battery Assault, just to get him some early farm, get him the early levels. Because even when he is 1v1 against the Slardar still has a decent time up there. You know, starts off with 5 armor, he's tanky as all hell. And Clockwork gonna have a rough time. So yeah, passive play from him, probably what we should expect. And what we're looking at over on the Radiant though, Nisha, Tusk, Exotic Deer on his Anti-Mage, and Supreme playing the Puck. So yeah, Sasu offlane Clockwork, El Lissash on the Bane Elemental running around. But 5JuNGz, they've started to actually teleport Kuroki around with these Observer wards, rather than seeing, you know, Mind Control or their offlaner actually TP down towards the bottom lane. We see Kuroki a lot of the time TP towards mid and do that little, you know, sneaky little move through to get a ward down here, but they're not going for that. Now, is this indicative of them maybe going for an aggressive tri-lane? Because Darkseer against Clockwork is a good lane for the Darkseer, and if they go aggro tri with triple stuns...
Yeah, I've been thinking about it as well during the draft, but the issue I have with that is that I think Tusk and Bane have really good lane presence. Almost more so than the Venge and the Ogre. I think just the fact that you have the ice shards can be a really huge factor in those try situations. And I'm not sure if you really want to go for that. But at the same time, 5JuNGz, they're a really experienced team. They have really strong supports with KuroKy and JerAx. Maybe they feel safe playing this just to be able to deny the Anti-Mage farm, because ultimately, do you really want to let him farm? Not really, so might as well contest him as early as possible and just go for this, because as you said, Mind Control, if he goes 1v1 versus the clock, he's gonna have a field day. Like, that's no problem for him. So even if the tri lane fails, you're always gonna have the backup of like a rotation from Mind Control with an early mech maybe.
I can't remember who I was watching. It was a stream or a video or something like that of a professional player. And it was Slardar against Anti-Mage. It might have been the offlane Slardar, I can't exactly remember. But basically the underlying moral of the story was that as long as you were trading hits with the Anti-Mage early on and forcing him to burn regen, you don't care too much about missing out on farm. You just want to stop him from farming. If he doesn't get the early start, the early burst that he'd love to have, then you've already accomplished your job. So Matumbaman will be heading down to this bottom lane. They could run dual lanes even, have the Venge sit down here for a little while, have JerAx the Ogre roaming through. But they've got a nice little observer down already. As spotted out by the Radiant one though, surely. The Radiant one got a little bit more time on. They've
been pinging it out constantly, and I think they want to de-ward it at some point, but for now I think they just want to focus on this tri lane. And it's a bit of a shame that they didn't realize that this was going to be a tri lane sooner. Otherwise, I think they should have, or otherwise they probably would have just saved an observer ward and planted it here, because in a tri lane versus tri lane situation, what you want is just vision on the enemy supports, right? Either you want to plant a deep ward into the lane, for example here, so that you can see either TP rotations or possible smokes, or just in general see if they go to the camp and try to contest you guys when you're pulling, for example. So unfortunately, oh yeah, they're really aggressive.
Oh my goodness, Bane Elemental, what the hell? He's like, guys, look at this crap, we've got 3 heroes down in bottom lane. How do we deal with this? Question marks from the rest of his team. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Up at top, you've got Sasu trapped in cogs, Mind Control with the Iron Shell up on him, and that's already a rough situation. They're playing noughts and crosses with each other. And mid lane, Fata, actually with the Null Talisman. This age-old matchup, the battle between Puck and Queen of Pain. The Dominatrix against the Fairy Dragon. Who comes out on top? It's mainly a skill versus skill matchup, honestly. We've seen this go both ways. Puck, with the Waning Rift, the silence, great against that blinking Quap. But it's all about the phase shifts. If you can phase shift away from screams and daggers and projectiles being thrown at you by the Quap, and try and dodge out these ganks that maybe will be coming out of KuroKy and Ogre, because, we've talked about them roaming from the safe lane and controlling the map that way. But you can leave Matumbaman down here on his own for some period of time once he hits like level 3.
Yeah, or as you said, just have a dual lane. I think a dual lane is much more likely than just leaving him alone. Just because Ogre is really tanky, Matumbaman or Slardar is really tanky, and the Venge can basically, if the Venge smokes and just gets a stun off, Puck should be dead anyway, most of the time. Obviously, it's going to be nice if you have the extra lockdown from the Ogre, but I think just having a dual lane scenario bottom here is just better, because, as I said, I think Bane and Tusk have a lot of catch potential. You just sleep somebody and then you chop into the shards, and then he can't run on him, can't run away anymore. But it always depends on the kind of situation. Yeah, these guys are. I wonder if the Dire side realized that the Radiant side were pinging. I don't know how, but.
What's he writing? Sasu? Oh, okay, yeah, that's what he's writing. Oh, team alternate attacks. What are you up to, you crazy, crazy people?
I think this happens when you spend a day just playing Dota only, right? Because this is this is like the 5th game. So it's this is the ultimate reaction to that.
Oh yeah, Staff of Bariza. You're right. It was Malini's video. It was Malini talking about offlane Slardar, and he random Slardar, and he went 4 mangoes against an anti-mage, and just traded hits non-stop. That's what I was watching. That's what it was. People complaining about it being too dark.
Mind Control asks you how you are, Durko.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he asked how you are.
I'm good. Oh god, typing on this keyboard is so difficult. It's all wonky. Good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, Dorka, no alt chat, please, please.
Hey,
This is a family show. Professionalism.
I had the
Please.
pleasure. I had the pleasure of meeting Mind Control last year at
really?
UK LAN event, which he won. He crushed every single UK team. That was back when
Wait, isn't he from
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria? Yeah,
Yeah.
Bulgaria. Whatever.
It was Team Aftershock, I think it was called then. The team. Oh my God, the lines drawn on the map. Holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, who draws lines on the map? Wow, how unprofessional.
Because
Yeah,
he's
sure.
played on like 4 teams in the past 6 months or something like that. I struggle to remember the name of them all. But there were 2 teams which were basically the same roster that started off as like Aftershock Gaming. I think they then called themselves Furor Gaming, or that might have been the French team. I need to check this now. I need to refresh my memory. Mind Control. Who are you? Where have you
Basically
been?
Unknown. He played in Basically
Oh,
Unknown.
of course,
didn't
that was it. Yeah, Aftershock, Basically Unknown. They were basically the same team, just
he? Yeah, just renamed.
that's the one. Thank you.
No
Thank
problem, dude.
Because I always forget about Basically Unknown because of Bird and United, both of them being BU.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. People are
Hooray.
disconnected from the game. This is not looking good already.
Just reborn things.
Oh yeah, did you have the crash when we loaded in?
No. Well, I did have a crash, but it was not the crash. It was a different crash.
I had a crash, but it didn't throw me an error message. It just, the game died. Like, it just disappeared. And it was like,
I had a crash during, like, before the draft.
yeah,
That's when I had it. Oh, you too?
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just me. Okay.
No,
Yeah, I didn't get an error message either. It was just... I thought it was just me. I was like, okay.
I think we should draw on the map as well, you know?
I've been drawing on the map this whole time, dude. Get on my level.
We can't play noughts and crosses though. They've blocked out the entire map. Goodness gracious me.
Trying to fill this whole map, but it's so difficult.
Oh, I knew a couple of guys with macros for their mice that could draw like dinosaurs and, you know, penises obviously on the mini map, and they were crisp drawings. It was so good. Every time get a little bit bored, just draw on the map, hit the macro button, everything's good. Right, Puck has now disconnected.
I bet you they just finished their game and they're just faking a disconnect so they can have dinner.
Smoke break, dinner break.
Yeah. No, of course we're not.
No, like
this is.
honestly, both of these teams were in the lobby 15 minutes before the game was meant to start.
Exactly.
Like that is unheard of. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I put the timer up for, like I was saying before, a 5-minute like leeway where teams are usually late, things usually go wrong, and you know problems happen. But this time around, I had to start the broadcast before the countdown ended, and I felt so bad. It's like 1 minute 30 seconds remaining. Oh God, the draft is. I've got to go. I've just got to go. Can't let it run down.
It was a first for me too. Like just seeing everybody in lobby on time was like, what? What is happening?
Oh, right.
I mean, I guess for 5JuNGz, it's much more likely though because they haven't really done anything today, right? Everybody they could possibly scrim with is already in open qualifiers, and those that aren't, I don't know, just came back from ESL1 New York or something. So it's not like they can actually do anything today, right? So
They're all
this is
rested.
pretty much, yeah, this is pretty much the only thing they could have done today. Oh my God, we're continuing.
No, surely not.
Did I jinx it?
I
Did
think you
jinx it?
have. Someone from 5JuNGz now is gonna disconnect. Like Mind Control will lose his internet or something. Okay, we are resuming. So aggressive trialing down here. Matu, Solada, Kuro, and Jirax over on your bench and Yoga. And they're actually facing up against this Bane Tusk. Oh God, they're just running straight at him. And this is the thing, you know, I agree that lane presence is definitely there and available from Tusk and Bane. But the early aggression that just comes straight out here, Kuroki's taking a bit of a battering. Lisash, though, oh, he's not trapped in by the creeps. And it looks like both of these supports are going to just be able to escape. But you take a look at the Slardar and Anti-Mage matchup. So the 4 supports are battling it out on the side, right? But Slardar is stopping AM getting farm. He has 1 last hit compared to Slardar's 2 and 1. But they're trading regen. Like, there's no salve on the Anti-Mage. Oh, Matu. Is he okay? Looks like he should be fine. He's got him, like they've fought his salve now, so things do balance out a little bit more. But lots of early action there. Middle lane, how are we actually looking? 6 and 2, 3 and 1. So Fata definitely turning on the style just a touch towards the middle lane. And up at top, Sasu, we already saw him get trapped in the cogs very early on against the Ion Shell and Mind Control. He should really dominate this lane.
I agree. Darkseer just in general. I mean, Clockwork actually as well. Like usually you see Clockwork do really well against most melee heroes in lane, but Darkseer is just one of those heroes that you don't do well against just because of that Iron Shell.
Oh, Bane trying to battle against Jerax here. He's got 8 armor. I'm not sure this is where you want to go, even with a brain sap.
8 armor and 3
damage.
regen per second.
Look at that.
3.2.
It's nonsensical. He tanks up everything. Now, there's another brain sap in 3 seconds. Oh, this is going to be close, actually. Jerax, you've got to be very careful with this. Another brain sap. It's there. No, it's not. No.
He didn't go for it. Why? It's like a kill.
Well, 110 HP.
And Jerax is just going to deny himself.
90 damage. It would have been very, like, he would have to go for another hit, I think. And now Matu is looking for the crush onto Lissash. He's not going to find it, 'cause the ice shards are there from Nisha. Good block out. While Kuroki couldn't come in from the side. The shards are now working against the Tusk, blocking him in, but they dissipate just in time. Now, this...
Oh, mind control in the mid lane.
What's he found?
He was invis.
Oh, there's a jaunt. There's a jump. There we go. But Fata straight on after him. There's no way of escaping that one. And your first blood goes the way of 5JuNGz. Fata, the Queen of Pain. Getting that kill over on the puck, but what did you say? Mind control was invis and ran over there? Lucky devil.
He sat invis on the mid lane, and the puck didn't realize he was being hit by the Iron Shell. And by the time he did realize it, it was... I'm not going to say it was too late, but yeah, it was very unfortunate. But it was also well played from Mind Control and from Fata.
I mean, as this was all happening, I was going to bring up that bottom lane, it's not a lane anymore. Like, the jungle has become the war zone, and the lane is just like creeps battering each other. Everyone's fighting over near the jungle camps. And just look at Exotic Deer. He's got 4 tangos left. He's actually going to die here if there's one more hit from a Tumble Man. Ogre actually gets the final killing blow in on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Bane just disappeared from the lane because he wanted to deward, and Dire just immediately realized it and punished them for it. And this is something they can't really afford to do. Like, if they do go out of the lane, they can only do it when they know that it's only going to be a 1v1 situation, right? If the anti-mage is outnumbered, there's so much kill potential.
Oh, Matsumba Man. What is he? He must have something on the courier, right? Is that a bottle for him? Okay, bottle for your slaughter. Keep yourself nice and healthy. He goes for the crush again. Exotic Deer chain stunned, and they're going to continue this actually with the ignite. The Nightmare's there to try and save him. Still tick over a decent amount and forced it. He's just come back to lane with a fresh salve, and he pretty much instantly has to regen back up with it.
At the same time, Puck, just the same story. He TP'd back to the lane, got bullied by Fada, and had to walk back to base. And is now walking back to the lane because his TP was on cooldown, and he doesn't even have money for a bottle right now.
Oh, bottom lane, what have we got? Matu? There's the ice shards. Gonna get the stun and the bash of the Nisha. Oh my god. Right here, Kuroki. Look at his skill build. 102. This is what I was talking about. There are so many different ways, as I missed the first kill of the night up on top lane. Clockwork drops. But Kuroki, no Wave of Terror. He's very reliant on hitting his stuns. But the damage you get from Vengeance Aura early on is pretty damn good.
And they're going to go for another kill here.
Yep, there's a Nightmare, but not sure he has the time to cast it on himself. He does. The deny isn't there just quite. Snowball back in from Nisha. But look at this. Kuroki's back with full mana, full HP, chain stuns. Yeah, there we go. Into a demolition of the anti-mage. And Nisha, retreat, run, hide, get to the hills.
I like how Nisha rolled in with his snowball and immediately ran away. It's like, yeah. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I'm not even gonna try. So yeah, this laning stage is definitely going into the favor of 5JuNGz. I mean, mid lane, Fata definitely won. Like, after that first blood, he's just been dominating that lane. Mind Control could potentially be killed here.
They're going to try, but he drops the wall, and now he can turn and actually surge forward, possibly. Surge, a creep. No, he's not going to go for it. Nightmare onto him from Lissash, and there's a hook shot. Ready for the Clockwork. They'll go back in through the wall, though, and Mind Control, he turns on the Iron Shell, stick charges up, and he's going to get a kill on the Clockwork. Lissash, they surge up Fata, running forward. Brain Sap not even in time. He gets the right click in, and Queen of Pain on a killing spree. 3-0-0. And honestly, this game, how do you come back in this situation? Your anti-mage is shut down, your puck is shut down, your utility, your initiation, everything has just been crushed in lanes. You don't have farm, you don't have levels. There's no bounty hunter on your team. There's no, comeback mechanism per se. Is it just farm jungle until you can maybe get Battle Fury on the anti-mage? Buy time? Throw bodies into the meat grinder that is 5JuNGz?
Yeah, I mean, look at Exotic Deer. He's currently jungling right now with a level 5 anti-mage. He's trying to like choke point jungle the camps, but oh, nice dodge with the snowball.
He's not going to die just yet. Matumba Man is hit by that Dream Coil. As the orb forward, they'll find the kill. Supreme gets that with a Waning Rift, and Sasu's actually trapping in Kuroki here. Get a nice couple of kills. Oh, there's the comeback. You force them to dive on a Tusk, and you turn it back around on them. I mean, how much gold did they get from that? 1,000 gold, 700 experience? I mean, Bane got a huge chunk of it, but Puck getting that 300 gold is a pretty big deal as well.
Yeah, and he pretty much has to go for the naked blink, I think. I think they really desperately need that blink initiation. I mean, technically, or not technically, but a lot of times you see Pucks usually going for the treads. Ooh, top lane. Did he get a solo kill?
Looks like it. Well, Fata jumps forward. Hook shot's there, though, and he's already blinked. So he's trapped in these cogs for now. Sasu, Battery Salt's heading onto the creeps and the Mana Void. Okay, we've found the comeback mechanism. It's bait 5JuNGz into aggressive plays which they cannot actually complete.
Pretty much. It's all of their 4 kills up and like just baiting 5JuNGz into these bad trades or bad scenarios. And 5JuNGz, I mean, look at the map. They don't even have any vision right now. I think they're... I mean, I'm not gonna say that they're not taking their opponent seriously, but it does feel like they're not on their full level just yet.
Supreme has jumped forward here onto Jerax, but he's going to get himself an Invis Rune and turn this back around. So empty bottle for your Puck. And bottom lane, they're looking for the Bane. They know he's there. They know he's waiting and hiding. Kuro and Matumba Man. They've got level 6 up on your Slardar, so that amplified damage with a couple of stuns definitely could bring this Bane down in short order. But they'll go for the tower instead. The extra damage you're getting from Kuroki actually goes back for a wave of Terror Point. But vision from Matsu. Amplified damage, you know, one of the most underrated things about it. Sure, the minus armor is massive, but the vision you get, the intel, knowing that Lissash now is sitting back, there's no aggressive TPs coming in, there's no reactive play coming out from Team Alternate, means that they can go for this tower with pretty much impunity. They're actually TPing more people down here. So it looks like they're expecting some kind of reaction, but Team Alternate don't want anything to do with this. They're safeguarding Puck mid, and it looks like Anti-Mage is heading up the top to try and get some farm of his own.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this is this was a good decision by 5JuNGz to rotate in here, because when you don't see the anti-mage on the map, you don't even see like the Tusk on the map. You either expect some sort of like defensive play coming out from the team, or it means that anti-mage is farming the jungle, right? But anti-mage, or luckily for him, rotated top, so he's going to be safe here. I can't really say the same though for the other heroes here.
Oh, Nisha, yeah, caught with a stun, but Dream Call turned back around with a snowball. Have killed off Kuroki. Sonic Wave across them both. Nisha dropping low, but the good hook shot in from Sasu will catch out Fata. Turn around as Jerax crit down by the neutral creeps, and Fata, you've got Blink in a couple of seconds. You've got it now, actually, but he wants to kill. He wants to find the kill onto the Bane Elemental. Not quite there as Lissash trying to TP, Scream, and Slardar Crush. They will get a couple of kills, so they lose the Bane and the Vengeful Spirit. But in the meantime, as this trade, you know, it's not great for the Radiant as they lose their Puck, as he's getting closer and closer to the Blink Dagger. Your anti-mage is farming up at top, and that's a big win for Team Alternate, seeing as for 10 minutes he hasn't really been able to farm at all.
Also, the Puck got to kill himself just before he died, so that money is much. I don't think he lost that much money, to be honest. So that was very important for him. He's sitting at 1.8k gold, or 1.9 almost. Yeah, no, 1.9. So that means he's really close to his blink. So that was really important for him, even though he died and gave away experience and gold. He needs trades like these, to be honest.
Oh, Fata, he's starting off with that Orchid already. Oblivion Staff 1 complete. And the fact that they're able to go and farm the Radiant jungle like this. Kuroki starts things off. There's no time for a Snowball. Matsu crush it. Nope, not in time. Snowball will keep him alive for now. Goes onto a Centaur, actually. The Nightmare onto Matsu will slow things down a little bit. Fata goes straight on into a punch out from Nisha. Good Dream Coil. Actually holding in Jerax as well as Matumba Man, but the crush back. Finds the kill with a bash. And this turnaround, you know, Team Alternate, it looked good. It looked good that they could get in there and find the spells cast out. But in the end, it was just too much damage. Puck getting closer and closer and closer to that Blink Dagger is just shut down at every turn.
And I was criticizing the lack of vision from 5JuNGz, but now they have really good vision. Like, they have two really crucial wards, basically spotting out almost every rotation coming out from Team Alternate. And in fact, I think they should even know that this anti-mage is in the jungle right now. They're not really going for it just because nobody is really in position or in mana or has the mana or health to do so, but just having this information is really, really valuable. So this is really good play coming coming out here from 5JuNGz.
I don't see any other teams other than 5JuNGz actually placing this ward over in the Radiant jungle. You know, this is like a common ward spot. We see the ward up here sometimes, which, you know, that's why the Radiant have a sentry up there. But down in this sort of corner, this is their ward spot, and it's only a matter of time, obviously, until teams kind of realize and notice this and start dewarding that exact spot.
That's a really good ping out from the Tusk. He almost pinged out the exact location from the ward he just dewarded there, realizing that they have to have some vision here. And as you said, I mean, he did already place another sentry ward, expecting that, you know, almost common ward place. And yeah, this is really valuable. Finding ward spots that give you information and giving you the information for the full duration, right?
Oh, you know what? Puck has given up on Blink.
Oh, really?
Seeing the Orchid coming out so quickly here from the Queen of Pain, actually going for Eul Scepter first. Oh, I'm not sure about this. Like, the fact that Blink is your big counter-initiation tool to jump in and stop 5JuNGz from playing so aggressively. Sure enough, Eul Scepter is going to save you from the Orchid, but if you survive through the Orchid, what do you give the rest of your team? Because most likely they're just going to get crushed by the rest of them. And now Nisha goes straight back in with another sentry. Takes down that Obs ward placed freshly by Jirax.
But Jirax placed a very sneaky ward. It basically only gives them vision of this hard camp. But it is very valuable information as well, because that's usually where the anti-mage is. And mid lane, Crew dead.
Jump forward, catch him. And Fata, I'm going to go back in on this. Where's AM? Farming enemy jungle now. Exotic Theory's got his treads. Net worth is up to about 4,200 or so. He's got a long way to go.
He's going to run into mind control.
The thing is, we haven't seen much from Mind Control, right? The kill at mid that he got, the little fight up at top where he was 1v2, 1v3. Oh, over towards the Radiant jungle, though. Sonic Wave onto Nisha, Supreme. Oh god, he's got nothing left. He's got a phase shift, but the hook shot will save him. Sasu can push him back with the cogs as well. Fata, he's looking for it. He wants to kill the Puck. He's going to blink himself away, though. Doesn't want to get caught in the crossfire. As Sasu continues chasing, but Kuro has a swap. They've got vision up on high ground as well. They should be able to drag someone down, but they don't want to just yet. There's a blink forward from Matuma Man. Will get the crush. Now the swap. Kuroki wants to get in there for the kill. Gets the stun down and swaps Matuma Man out.
I mean, I guess it kind of made sense because he knew the stun was going to run out and there was no follow-up really, I guess. So, I mean, it kind of secured the kill, right?
Yeah. Additional stuns, always worthwhile. And Matuma Man still got the experience from it, so he didn't miss out on that either. But yeah, Mind Control, he has just been, you know, twiddling his thumbs, humming to himself, playing his own game for the past 15 minutes. Arcane's mech. I think you say for Blink.
Yeah, probably. But technically, if he wanted to, he could have Greaves now. But yeah, a Blink right now could be really good. Just in general, having the initiation. I mean, Matuma Man, it was the only the first time he really uses Blink aggressively, I think. Even though he's had it for quite some time. So, I think once the Darkseer has his Blink, I kind of want him to join these teamfights a bit more. But nah, looks like he's just going to play the PvE game.
Yeah, I think once he has Blink, he will. He'll just go running around actually fighting. Because the mech and Arcanes, it's almost, you know, wasted on this solo hero doing his own thing. I mean, he's been able to shut down the anti-mage farming top, which is why you see Exotic Deer now head down towards the bottom lane. That's not a Blink. That's a hood.
That's not a Blink. I'm not sure why he would go for a pipe though. I don't think the Puck's damage is like enough to warrant a pipe.
I think it's only a high ground pushing item. They feel that they have a pretty good advantage right now, you know, closing in on 10,000 net worth lead. They've got the items, they've got, you know, it's not just the fact they've got a 10,000 lead, but they are 25,000 net worth against 17,000 net worth. The fact that the Radiant don't have any, you know, key items, there's no utility from them, as Mind Control is gripped up at top. Can they kill him though? He's got the mech available with the stick charges as well. He's punched up and finished off though. But yeah, if they get this Roshan, they get Pipe. They use the pipe on the creep wave to stop, you know, orb, waning rift, shards and things like that. So you've got the guaranteed creep wave going up onto high ground. And I think that's what it's for, more than mitigating magic damage on your heroes.
Yeah, probably. And this is a good response from 5JuNGz now. Seeing, okay, guys, they just TP'd 2 guys up there for the Mind Control kill. Let's take Roshan. And they should be able to take at least 1, if not 2 tier 2 towers with this, I think. The grip is down, 1 tier 2 tower should be possible. They're gonna have to trade the tier 1 top, but it doesn't really matter, right? If you take the tier 2 bottom, for example. that one is much more important in terms of map control than the tier 1 top.
Yeah, tier 1 top is relatively meaningless in the grand scheme of things. Because you always have access into the dark jungle, whether the tier 1 top is up or not, you know, through every single avenue here. They're actually going to TP to defend this, but they see it. Fata blinks forward. You'll Scepter up as the Orchid is now dispelled. Supreme jumps himself away with the Illusory Orb, but he's still trapped in the trees. The Vacuum drags him back, and they should be able to pick up this kill. The rest of his team, screw this, we're out of here. TP down to bottom lane. Get that.
I do realize now, though, that Matoma Man has to be completely by himself here. And if they find a hookshot, nah, Matoma Man is out.
Yeah, sprint and blink. Sprint and blink. They don't even get the tier 1, like they don't even get damage on the tier 1 top. That's a massive deal. The TP's coming out of 5JuNGz just too quick and too fast. Armlet for Matoma Man, what do you think about that over, over a BKB?
I think I would have I mean, there's technically still the hookshot and the Fiend Script, right? But BKB in general would have been nice, or even something like an AC, I think, could have been really good, just to be able, just for the push as well, and for the team fight. Armlet, I think it's more of a, I don't think it's that good of an item, but if you're a really good Armlet player, I think it makes sense just to be able to, you know, toggle it. So if he's just used to it, I think it makes sense, but in general, I would prefer the AC, for example.
He is a Huskar player, so you know the flashy Armlet plays are going to be coming out.
I forgot. Filthy Huskar player.
Filthy, filthy. Now, middle lane, they want to jump in here, I think. They've seen two. They've got them in the sights, but the Yule's up. Supreme actually going to mitigate that snowball. Still find Kuroki with a punch, or maybe not. The back with the wall and the mech. Kuroki's still alive as Sasu has to hook back onto his allies. Matoma Man going ham over on the clockwork. Supreme, jaunt back to your little orb, and Matoma Man's blink is cancelled out by the shards. He's got sprint up, and he's going to go for this, surely. Just keep on chasing the blink. Cancelled and cancelled and cancelled. There's a snowball. Punch comes in, but the armor toggles back on. There's no way of killing him now. Turns back with the amplified damage, and Sasu Cogs traps you into a cage of your own design. Fata still wants to blink forward, and the Sonic Wave will find a damage out onto the puck. 4 dead. Anti-Mage buys his Battle Fury, but to what end? Like, what does he do with it? Farm while his teammates are dead, 6 feet under?
That's pretty much it at the moment. And Mind Control even finished up the pipe, so that means this team is ready to push. Did you see Fata baiting out the phase shift with a fake ult?
Yeah.
I was... Oh!
Hey, yup.
That was an easy kill. Matoma Man was like 10 HP all the time. Like he toggled in between, so...
I've got a blind spot for this top lane, apparently. I keep looking like mid and bot and enemy jungle, but top lane, I've missed 3 kills now up there. It's pretty bad. Right, first game of the night. I'm going to get myself warmed up. Apologies.
To be fair, though, that's pretty much the only thing that's happened top thus far. Like 3 kills, that's it. Out of 28, it's like nothing, basically.
Oh well. Aghanims is done for Fata. He's got that complete. Just needs the courier. Oh, wait a second. He didn't bring it on the courier. So I'll get the point booster and finish that off. Jirax, do we have any items for him? No, he's pretty much gone the ward bitch route, right? Kuroki's got Treads, Urn, Wand, 900 gold. Well, Jirax, Soul Ring, Tranquils, and a Bracer. Need that extra HP just to keep yourself that little bit tankier. How much armor does he have? 10 plus... okay. 14 armor, 20 minutes in on a support hero.
How do you even kill him? You don't kill him, right?
That's the thing, like, the expenditure you need, even, like, the HP pool is one thing, but then it's effective HP as well, so they don't have the physical damage to kill him, at all. Like, there's no minus armor, there's nothing to amplify their damage. Magic damage, they've got, you know, a bit of Pure from Bane, but there's no big nukes either. They can maybe burn his mana, but he just is not a target. He's not a hero that they can say, right, we'll kill Ogre first. And I think this is one of the strengths of Ogre, is that, you know, he's not great at any one thing, right? He's kind of a jack of all trades, bit of slow, bit of stun. He's tanky as all hell, but he doesn't offer you much utility or really team fight capability. But he's just that body that you
exotic
can't...
deer. So dead. He blinked into the Ancients, I think. And he got silenced, and Fata is a DD as well, so bye-bye.
Matsu's actually gone in here as well. Nisha stunned up. Matoma Man with the armlet should be able to get himself away from this one, or maybe not. The heal's there with a mech and a sonic wave across the 3 of them. Sasu and Supreme in a ton of trouble as Matoma Man, he's on low HP, but he doesn't care. Does not care one tiny bit. Supreme will get himself away again. 4 dead, and 5JuNGz 8 to 24, 21 minutes in. It's getting close to the point. You just call the G's.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I mean, you don't want to call... these days, you don't really call to GG too early, right? But this is one of those games. Anti-Mage is sure keeping up. Puck is keeping up as well. But Puck only has like a defensive yield. So that's pretty much all his item invested, or his money invested in. Anti-Mage still needs to tank up. Like, he doesn't even have the Manta Cell yet. So in these team fights, they just die to Orchid. Yeah. That, and then Matoma just crushing everybody, so...
Look, just look at the Queen of Pain's net worth. 13,000. Compared to the Puck, double. Over double. The Anti-Mage, 8,000. He's close to the Slardar, but Anti-Mage is a hero where you need to be ahead of your counterparts in net worth. You know, you need to be he's like Shadow Fiend in some sense. You need to be 2,000 or 3,000 ahead of your opponents, and then you just extend that gap. You make sure that they can't close in on you, and you get one big tier 3 or tier 4 item ahead of them. In this situation, like you're saying, there's no Manta style. There's not even a Vlad's on your Anti-Mage, so he's struggling massively. 22 minutes in, he's still in like the farm phase of his build-up. He can't fight.
And at the same time, I mean, you compared Fada's net worth to that of the Puck, but you even have to compare it to his own teammates, right? He's 4k, almost 5k ahead of Matoma Man and Mind Control. That's insane. This guy has been farming so well, and he's been finding kills all over the map. He's 11, 1, and 6. Fata is carrying this game really hard at the moment. And if it's not the Puck with the Yules, I'm pretty sure you can find a solo kill on every hero.
Well, that's the thing, the Puck versus Quap matchup, even without that Darkseer coming in, and, you know, that completely ruined the lane for Puck. He was doing okay, but he was still being defeated, right? The Fata Quap was
sure.
winning, definitely. But the fact that the Darkseer comes in just makes it a completely lost lane, like 100%. There was no way to come back into that. TP up to top. Matoma Man, you're a little bit alone here. And I'm wondering, can your teammates react in time? Exotic Deer, 2 hits, 3 hits. He's gonna try and get the kill. But he's locked down.
Look how tricky he is, though.
Hookshot and Fiend's Grip still not killing him. And Kuroki with a Blink Dagger. He's actually in here doing a decent amount of damage. But Man jumps back forward. That Nightmare onto him. Kuroki going to try and take the Nightmare off of Matu right about now. No, still going to keep on tanking through everything. One more hit. With the mech out from Mind Control. Not even going to finish him off. Lissash dead to the world. As they find themselves another couple of kills. Man didn't even die for that. An alternate. They saved the Anti-Mage, but is it enough?
Oh, Fata's a BKB now. He doesn't care.
Fight me! Yeah, fight me. Anti-Mage, blink yourself away, buddy. Get away from there.
Yeah. Again, you pointed it out, like, Hookshot, Fiend's Grip, they just take out Matoma Man. It's just, he just doesn't care. Even Kuroki was pretty tanky, to be honest.
Strength Treads earn, yeah. Vengeful Spirit, like, her stat gain is good, like very good, honestly. 3.3 agility, 2.6 strength is amazing for a fragile little hero like this. You know, she's got good armor, got good HP gain. HP pool anyway, as Fata. Oh yeah, Nisha's dead. 100%
So dead.
Royally screwed. Beyond Godlike continues for Fata. And he's even jumping in for more. Lissash, no Fiend's Grip. He's got the Nightmare to turn this back around to try and stop the aggression. But middle lane, hook shot forward, Matoma Man, he's got a crush. Can't get it off just yet. There we go, Exotic Deer. 1, 2, 3, dead, gone. Now Sasu in the firing lines as well. Smashed into the ground and GG is called. That's it, they've had enough. It's over. It's over.
They definitely couldn't continue like this. This Anti-Mage, I mean, he's been doing an admirable job at finding farm in the enemy jungle and stuff, but even he couldn't keep up with the amount of aggression and farm coming out from 5JuNGz.
Well, that's game 1. 5JuNGz pretty, it's more than pretty convincing. That was just one-sided from beginning to end. But we'll find out. Game number 2, can Team Alternate come back? They've had a long day of playing. Let's see if they can take a game off 5JuNGz, because they need to. They need to. They're both sort of middle of the table. But we'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys, with the remainder of this series. Welcome back, guys. A little break. There were some internet issues for the teams, so they had to sort that out. Gave them another 10 minutes or so. But we're ready. We're ready. Game number 2 here in this 2-game series in the defense. Team Alternate going up against 5JuNGz. And I think we're all good. We're all set. My co-caster Skim is here as well, typing in the wrong chat boxes in Dota 2 Reborn because, you know, luckily nothing naughty was said. But, yeah, game number 1, it went to 5JuNGz pretty convincingly. Alternate, they're not going to get their Wisp this time around, but what have they left in? What did they ban out last time? They banned out Ember Spirit
They banned
plus...
DSF. And Team Alternate actually banned, instead of the Quab, they banned the... not the Wyvern, but something else. But they didn't ban the Quab, obviously, because we saw Quab from 5JuNGz, so... This definitely does leave something open, and something like the Invoker still for Team Alternate. I kind of want to see them play the Invoker, just because it's a fun hero. We don't get to see it that often, and they apparently played it a bit differently. I mean, they always put it on the safe lane, so I would love to see them pick it up.
I don't know if you were paying attention, but the countdown timer we had, I kept changing it, but because, you know, the teams kept asking for more time, and in the end I was just like putting it up by 10 seconds every... Oh, I bet people are so upset right now. Okay, Team Alternate, they go back for the task. 5JuNGz, like you said, they just go with the Wisp and the Shadow Fiend, ban them out, the 2 strongest heroes for Team Alternate. But what do we start off with here for 5JuNGz? We had a pretty interesting draft last time around, but I don't know if you want to start out with Winter Wyvern in the first phase. If it does get banned out in the second phase, it's a little bit annoying.
What else did they pick up with the Quab last time? They picked up the Doxia, right?
Yeah.
Doxia first pick was it, and then Quab. I think they could technically still go back to Doxia. They didn't really need the Quab, right? They can just pick the Doxia up with something else. Maybe like an Earthshaker. It's like a really solid pick. Worst case scenario, I mean, Earthshaker will have to be support then, but it's not really that bad, right?
Huh. Doxia first? I guess so. What has happened to Lina? Like, that's my big question. Sure, she got a few nerfs here and there, but we've seen a couple of teams still utilize her really well in the 4 role. I'm not sure if her strength really lies mid anymore, but Lina's kind of fallen off the map for a lot of teams as well.
Yeah, most teams just, I don't know. Lina's... I personally agree. I think Lina is still strong as well. There's just one team, I don't really remember who it is, but they still pick Lina mid. Well, they do go for the Wyvern in the first phase.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lina's definitely an option. And as you said, even as a support, Tusk and Lina, for example, is a pretty good support. You do roll in with a snowball, it's a secured stun, and then you just follow up with the Light Strike Array. It's a good setup. So yeah, there's definitely that option, but it really depends, especially on a support role, how many people have played support Lina, really, in the last patch or in the last few months. If people pick up Lina, it's mostly on carry, so maybe it's just something that they're not used to, something that they don't really want to get used to again. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we see it from, like, Danish Bears. Rise plays a really mean support Lina. He doesn't do much supporting on it, but it is sort of a 4-role Lina that becomes a carry. Who else is it? Always Want to Fly. He plays really good support Lina as well that transitions nicely. But that's the thing. You do have to dedicate a ton of resources into building the Lina up. It can't just be roaming around looking for kills and, you know, left to her own devices. You do have to really dedicate farm and time to her. Whereas something like a Bane, like a Winter Wyvern, you've got so much more, you know, control and utility, and your skill set works without needing itemization, right? You know, your Fiend's Grip, your Winter's Curse, they're good, solid bits of lockdown, and good sustain with things like your Brain Sap and your Cold Embrace. So you can actually just throw these heroes around wherever you want, into whatever lanes. They're a lot more versatile. Whereas Lina, you know, you can put her in an aggro tri lane, but it's not going to be amazing. You can try and have her as a zoning support, but it's a little bit difficult to fit her into drafts. Ultimate.
Yeah, sorry, but at the same time, like, if it hadn't been for that aggro try from 5JuNGz, right, Bane and Tusk would have done a lot more in that game. I mean, against the Dogs here, they're actually really strong in the lane. Again, they have the sleep, they have the ice shards, they have the snowball to sort of like lock him down or keep him in place. So unless 5JuNGz run another tri lane or another dual lane or something at least, I think these 2 supports will be a lot stronger than they were in the last game.
5JuNGz really like banning out this Dazzle.
It is annoying to play against, though, to be fair.
Especially when you have, like, Matsuma Man, who just, you know, his entire game plan is farm for 10 minutes or something and go in, right? That is just his game plan. I go in, I stun, I kill. That's pretty much what he looks for. And having a Dazzle there that can reactively, you know, TP, get the Grave off, really does put a stop to that. Now, I still feel that second ban phase is like the most difficult part of the draft nowadays, because you don't have much information to work on. A lot of it is going to be based on what you don't want to play against, or, you know, specific heroes that 5JuNGz are very good with, like the Spirit Breaker. We saw Alternate ban this in the last game. Spirit Breaker charging around with Jirax, you know, finding these openings, and also with the Darkseer. You know, Iron Shell charge is ridiculously annoying to handle. But 5JuNGz go back for the Razor. So Fata, most likely your Razor mid. But
Yeah,
we
definitely.
have seen Matu and Fata swap heroes. Like, I saw Fata playing Ember Spirit the other day, which I really hadn't seen before.
But at the same time, even though they do switch it around a lot, like Razor is one of Fata's like signature heroes.
True.
Almost. Like Fata is so good on that hero. He knows when he has to farm, when he's supposed to join team fights, and he knows how to farm as well. Like he farms really well with that hero. So even if they're known to swap heroes or even roles sometimes, depending on the heroes, I definitely think there's going to be Fata Razor, unless they pick something up that is even more Fata, like a Zeus or a Beastmaster.
Reserve time.
No Broodmother bans yet. This worries me. Team Alternate, you know...
Can they play the Brood? That's the question.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Sasu, I know him for his sort of initiation heroes, you know, your Clockworks and things like that. But Broodmother, it doesn't really spring to mind. There's, you know, no Tiny Wisp for them to fall back on, obviously, with that first phase Wisp ban out. It's hard for them to sort of envision where they go with this draft. They've got the Tuscan
Invoker.
Bane. You really want this Invoker?
I want that Invoker, dude. I mean, I don't know. Have you seen any of the games? I only saw like the matchups. Oh, there it is. Bam.
I've seen it once from them.
Is it Exort, or was it Exort in that case?
Yeah, Exort, safe lane Invoker, Midas into Ags, like pretty much straight away.
Oh, I want to see it. I want to see it. I mean, Bane Sleep into Sunstrike is pretty much one of the easiest setups, right? So
who were they playing? They were playing against Danish Bears. So they had Clockwork, Jakiro, Shadow Fiend, Invoker, and Winter Wyvern. None of the heroes that they have here. But they've, like you said, they've got the setup there. With Snowball, Shards, as well as the Nightmare, they've got good ways of allowing and enabling that Invoker to build things up. But this does mean that they're going to have to switch things up a little bit. Like, when you put the Invoker safe lane, he doesn't offer you an amazing amount of teamfight control, damage, utility, or anything like that until he gets his levels up, right? He wants the quick Midas, get into his levels as fast as he can. So do you want to put someone mid who's a little more quick off the mark and maybe can, you know, try and bat into 5JuNGz a little bit earlier on?
That's a question, though. There's a lot of heroes that I think can technically work in that direction, but I'm not sure if you want to put him up against the Razor. Maybe go back for that Puck. I think Razor should win that matchup, but at least Puck sort of like gets a bit of farm, and it is one of those heroes that, yeah, you don't really deal a lot of damage, but the lockdown or the silence is pretty nice against Darkseer. I mean, in theory, the pickup last game wasn't too bad, but just considering that he was definitely going to lose the lane, or most likely going to lose the lane, was kind of harsh. I'm not sure if he's really going to lose the lane that much against the Razor, so I think going back for that Puck could not be that bad. It's a good sort of like hero to gank with when you have a Tuscan Bane to sort of like back him up.
Hey. Ooh, my Timberman Slark, there we go. I was thinking Wind Ranger, possibly for their mid hero.
Yeah.
Someone that, you know, has a ton of magic damage early on, then transitions into the physical damage a little bit later.
Here's the thing, right? Wind Rangers, or Windrunner, sorry that I said Wind Ranger.
It's Wind Ranger.
No, I know. I refuse to call her by the name.
It's Wind Ranger.
I refuse to call her
I have been forced to change my ways and call her Wind Ranger. Everyone must follow as well and call her Wind Ranger.
Anyway, that redhead. That's my favorite hero, right? And I've
Who,
been playing
Lena?
it a lot. And no. Anyway, I keep forgetting that she's competitively viable, or that she's been competitively viable for the last, I don't know how many months, but yeah. It's good. It's good for sure, but I do think that it's actually pretty bad against Slark, and also Darkseer to an extent. Maybe even Razor, because Razor's pretty quick. He can get the link off, and even if you have Windrun, it's going to take a while to get out of that link range, so it is okay, but I'm not sure if it's the best pickup here, to be honest.
Okay. What other heroes can we actually throw towards middle lane? Like, Templar Assassin is there, but the Radiant side, it doesn't throw TA completely out the window. Oh, hello.
Oh, there you go.
See, that's the thing. I'm looking at all the other options, and I think that, again, I'm looking at a 5JuNGz draft here where they've got themselves these heroes, where they're basically forcing and funneling their opponents to go in one direction, right? It happens every single time, where there are so few options that are good against what 5JuNGz have. They've got such a good widespread of abilities and heroes and stat gains that I don't think there's any hero apart from, you know, maybe a Tinker, something like that, that could give the amount of damage and control necessary. But then with a Tinker, you don't have the time early on, you know? You've got to try and get yourself up into your BOTs, your Soul Ring, at the same time as that Invoker is getting into his Midas.
Yeah, you definitely, if you have something like an Invoker, like Invoker and Tinker are pretty much the same, right? You need a bit of time to get really online. You invest a lot of resources into that hero to build him up, so you don't want two of those heroes. So in that regard, you're definitely right. Wind Ranger technically, even if she has a bad time, she can technically still be pretty effective. Power Shot is really effective spell, or a really strong spell. Shackle Shot can be really strong, and even without items, even without items, her ulti is still pretty useful for taking 10 towers, for example. So you're definitely right in that regard. The Wind Runner is a really good pickup. And I think they kind of need an offlaner that complements it as well, that goes along with it, maybe like Clockwork or something, to be able to sort of like be really active early on, be really good in team fights, and maybe even give you a bit of control, sort of, with the cogs and the hookshot.
See, depending on this final pick from 5JuNGz, which could be honestly anything, Crystal Maiden's going to be the one. Now, I was thinking Nature's Prophet here for Team Alternate, just to give them that sort of extra global presence, and you can TP yourself around from the offlane. But, you know, Sasu's Clockwork, it's like his hero, right? That's the hero he plays the most. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them just go with that.
Yeah.
But is the Invoker going to get enough out of that bottom lane? Actually, go with the Bounty Hunter.
It's an offlane Tusk then, right? I don't think you play offlane Bounty Hunter anymore, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Sasu Tusk, Bounty, Nisha's going to be roaming around, and give that Wind Ranger a little bit of an easier time towards middle lane. The trouble here is Crystal Maiden is decently good against the Bounty. Sentry's down, Frostbite's good.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think, or at least I think the reasoning behind Team Alternate picking up the Bounty Hunters, I think they expect a more passive Crystal Maiden in terms of jungling. Like I think they expect Crystal Maiden to be more involved into the jungle and see the Winter Wyvern, because usually you have the Winter Wyvern sitting in lane and babysitting someone instead of the Crystal Maiden, right?
Yeah. Crystal Maiden basically just farms jungle until level 3, and then you start looking to run around.
So if she does that, I think the Bounty Hunter pick can pay off. But I do agree, yeah, Crystal Maiden is pretty good. Even Winter Wyvern to an extent. If you dust him, you have a really good slow, you have really long reach as well. But yeah, of course, the Frostbite is just really strong against this Bounty Hunter.
Well, let's take a quick little look. So Nisha, Sentry's Orb of Venom already picked up there. Eldest Ash, the Bane once again. Exotic Deer going towards the middle lane with the Wind Ranger, and yeah, Exort Invoker going to head down towards bottom. Supreme over on that one. So up at top it is Sasu and Nisha actually. Tusk and Bounty heading up to that top lane. They're going to be up against Fata hitting mid with the Razor. Matsumaman, he was wandering himself down there, but it looks like they're just taking these little diverging paths. So Matu's safe lane Slark, he's got his Stout Shield, he's got his Mango. And Mind Control should be heading down towards the bottom lane with the Darkseer, Jirax, Wyvern, and Kuroki on that farming Crystal Maiden. Dust already in hand. So
yeah, but at the same time he also has 2 clarities. So this, I think to me that speaks more of a, I'm jungling here, but if things do happen, I can always rotate to the mid lane, sort of like build. I mean, 2 clarities, I don't know. I think 1 clarity would have been enough if he wants to babysit. I don't know. I would have much rather preferred, if he's babysitting, for example, I would have much rather preferred if he goes 8 tangos, or like at least a salve or something.
More regen. More!
Yeah.
Now, where's Nisha going? Do I have an obs up already over towards the top rune spot, so they're going to see everything that's happening over there. Matumbaman, you going to go in for this? He feasibly could, but he's not going to risk it. Nisha's still hiding around, so they're going to trade off here. Fanta gets bot, and the Exotic Deer gets the top one. Now, Eldest Ash, there we go, lane ward, aggressively placed pretty deep in that lane. Going to be watching out for Mind Control's movements. There's no real way you run aggro trial in here as 5JuNGz, so that's just, you know, watching for the Darkseer. And when you're in a situation where your creep wave is down here, close to the tier 1, the Bane can really utilize these trees very well, and just trade hits through the tree line into the Darkseer.
Oh, and look at Fada. He's already bullying out the Windrunner, and this is what I was. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna call it Wind Ranger just for this cast's sake. But yeah, this is pretty much what I was talking about. Like you have the link, and even if you pop the Windrunner, it's gonna take you a long time to get out of that range. and he stole 26 damage already. So yeah, this Razor's really good against Windrunner in this matchup.
Yeah, even without boots. Now, there was this strange little dance, actually, down towards the bottom lane, where Bane was sitting up here, Darkseer just pushed heavily into the creep wave, and he's shoving this lane as hard as he can into the tier 1, because he wanted to bounce back, and wanted to get it a little bit further closer, well, a little bit further away from the enemy tier 1 and closer to your one. Lissash, you're taking a ton of damage here. Mind Control just punching away. The Brain Sap trades nicely, though. And the Bane should be okay, but Mind Control, you know, he knows his limitations. He wants to get to level 3, get the level 2 in the Iron Shell, and that's where things become a little more difficult. Invoker, he's not great at clearing through Iron Shell creeps. Exort, sure, ton of damage. Once he gets Forge Spirits, fair enough. You can start doing that pretty decently. With a Sunstrike, though, up at level 2, they want to go and look for a kill somewhere. But where does this kill come from? Is it Nisha? Because Kuroki sees him. The Bounty Hunter's been spotted by the Sentry Ward already, and Kuro with the Frostbite might actually look for the kill here. Sunstrike is available, but not being thrown out just yet. Nisha gets a battering from the Crystal Maiden. While up at top lane, TP away. Tusk looks like he just managed to escape.
Yeah, if you think that, oh, Nisha and Kuroki are going at it again. Are they really going to do this?
Well, there's the Sentry
nice
counter. Nisha gets it. See,
technically, Nisha or Kuroki still has the dust. I think as soon as he has mana for that Frostbite, he's going to go for this.
Yeah, you're probably right. Now, Supreme did not go for the level 2 Exort, actually. He went for a level 2 Wex. So he wanted the Alacrity for the extra bit of damage you get to try and rip through these Iron Shell creeps, I think.
Maybe this is how you have to play it these days.
Oh. Get that Alacrity. Start taking down these guys. He definitely doesn't have a naturally... You know, the natural build order, where you go into sort of 4-0-4 for the 2 points in... Or oh my god, the double Forge Spirits! For some reason, my brain just not working. Stuttering away. But yeah, he's changed it up a little bit. Alacrity's pretty damn good. Sasu up at top. The damage output there onto the Tusk, pretty immense.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about earlier. Like, if you think that the Starks has a rough time bottom, like, this Tusk definitely has it worse. Slark is a really good hero in terms of like bullying out an enemy offlaner, and then there's also Jarex. Like Wyvern is also pretty strong just because of that Arctic burn. So this is a really tough lane for the Tusk, but I think he's done a really good job at staying alive thus far. He hasn't died yet, and he's level 3.5, so this is pretty good for him.
Oh, bot lane Sunstrike Meatball. They've got him. They've got him. What? Where did that come from? All of a sudden.
Nightmare into Meatball.
Holy crap. Okay, well, that's what we're looking at. We're talking about the Sunstrike combo. Exotic Deer mid lane is in a ton of trouble. Finished off there by Kuroki, and Lissash is actually TP'd in. The static link damage. Fata finds the kill again. And double for him.
Yeah, I'm not... Even if Windrunner had survived, and like Bane didn't have mana for sleep, so there's no point in TPing in there. I think he miscalculated that for some reason. And... that just gave Fata a double kill. I mean, he was winning the lane already, if you look at the last hits. So this is just going to boost his presence even more. An Exotic Deer, he doesn't even have boots yet. Fata's gonna have boots, and now he can really bully out the Windrunner out of the lane with Static Link.
Well, Nisha's looking for the little swipe in there, but Fata running himself away. I just cannot take my eyes off this Invoker. This is pretty special. Like last time I saw them do it, it was standard, like completely stock standard. But obviously Invoker is one of these heroes that you can do some pretty funky things with. Quas Wex build, the Quas Wex build, you know, kind of the standard ones, Tornado EMP, where you go for the double Forge Spirits with Cold Snap. But with this, he's got good harass damage, so he can 1v1 against the Darkseer. He can control the lane, he can deny, he can harass, he can take out he can take out the Iron Shell creeps. But also when the Bane comes in.
Nisha. Oh, he's gonna take so much damage from this. If Jarex had a dust here, they would have killed him for sure.
Now they've seen the Bane actually place an Observer Ward. Oh no, he hasn't. They're just watching him actually just run himself around. And that's the Alb picked up by the Bounty Hunter. I thought the Bane was going on a warding mission, but I'm not sure where he was heading.
I'm not sure what he was doing either. He doesn't even have like any ward whatsoever, not even a sentry.
No.
So.
Like, when I saw him in that position, I thought, oh, he's going to go and ward somewhere. He's going to go and place a sentry down or something. But look, maybe he was just going to go and try for the Nightmare into that Sunstrike from long range.
But yeah, this is where this Windrunner actually suffers. She didn't have a good laning stage. I mean, 20 losses or 21 losses is still good. But unlike other mid heroes, such as an SF, for example, like, she's trying to clear this creep camp, right? But she's taking so long to do it, just because Windrunner is not really good at clearing clearing camps that easily. But at least she's doing it the right way, and Mind Control dies in the meantime on the bottom lane.
Yeah, with Alacrity, this Invoker has double damage. It's honestly ridiculous. It's 68 plus 77. It's a massive amount this early on. We're looking at 6 minutes in, and this Invoker is hitting like an absolute truck.
Damn, maybe more teams should explore this.
Absolutely crazy stuff. Because you can leave him alone, and Bane, I think his time could be maybe, like right now when he's walking back to base, maybe his time could be utilized stacking, pulling, controlling lane equilibrium, something along those lines. He has really spent a lot of time. Oh god, oh god. That's a hasted Razor just sprinting towards the Bounty Hunter. Easy stuff.
By the way, pretty much the only rune that could have gotten him that kill here, maybe the Invis rune, but Bounty Hunter was basically going to go back to base probably anyway. He was really low on HP, so this is pretty much the only rune he could have gotten to actually get the kill. This is how unlucky this Bounty Hunter was just right now.
Well, Invoker has his Midas done, so 7-minute Midas there. The wraparound's coming from JuNGz. He's got Obs and Sentries. He's drawing the line through the Radiant jungle, but I'm not sure he can actually get on into there. Nisha down to... What?! Down to half HP from that one level 4 plasma field. Sentries dropped, and they've got the damage output, but Shackle not going to latch. They got dust. They do.
They don't need to use it, I don't think.
Plasma field? Oh,
okay,
they dust anyway.
Just to make sure. Just to make sure. Oh, in the meantime, though, Mind Control dies yet again. Well, Meatball and Sunstrike. It's not a combo you can really take without dying.
Crazy stuff. Well, the big question is, after laning phase, will it get them further? Like this, they're getting themselves a pretty good amount of damage. Oh god, Exotic Deer. Level 1 Nova only, but Fata should be able to come in and clear this up. Yeah, it's ready. He's got it. Don't even need it. Killed off with the crack of the whip.
Actually, really good thing from Exotic Deer to not go down south further, because if he had done so, they would have spotted the camp, the stag there. And Fata, quite honestly, he can clear that.
Well, they want to clear up the Bane first. He can try the Nightmare Deny, and he might succeed. The damage from the Eye of the Storm comes through and cancels out the Nightmare.
Did you see the shockwave from the Satire? It almost actually hit him.
Oh, really?
That would have been fun if he had denied himself through that Satire blast.
Nightmare into neutral kill. It's time to kill this Invoker, honestly. Supreme. 54 and 11, 201. What's his net worth actually sitting at? He's behind Fata, interestingly enough. Actually losing out on this Razor a little bit, but...
I mean, Fata's 5-0, right?
Yeah. That's a very good point. He is. 5 kills, 1 assist to his name. No deaths at all. Nisha up at top. Okay, Matu, he's going to get in there with the damage, but no reveal. So he can't finish off the little bounty. But that forces him back to lane. Bounty Hunter is level 4, has no items. You know, doesn't have enough for boots. Never mind anything else. So they need to give him time up at top lane to farm and get experience.
Yeah, and I like this. They're rotating the Tusk now, who's level 6. So with this, they can hopefully find another kill. They just need to keep what they've been doing down there. Like either find a kill on Mind Control or anybody else who's here right now. They only see Mind. Oh no, they spotted JuNGz. Can they kill him though?
Start things off though. He's got his little brown boots. Ellis Ash, Nightmare, out of range. He's going to get there. Somehow gets in range, even though the green circle wasn't on him, but Mind Control juggles the Nightmare. Shards will get thrown out, but there's nothing really going to stop them from getting back towards the tier 1 tower. Up at top lane, Slark finds a kill over in the Bounty Hunter. Does manage to actually finish that kill off at long last. And he's got himself a Midas. So Midas Gaming.
I think the Bounty Hunter is way too greedy in terms of trying to find XP. I'm not sure if you remember that, but that kill on mid, he also only died, not only because of the haste rune, but because he stuck around for too long. So I think he's a bit too greedy in that department. I don't think he can really afford to give away these kills, especially to these solo heroes, right? To like, if he gave away a kill to support, yeah, it's okay.
Oh, Supreme. He tried the Ghost Walk, but there was Iron Shell and a Sentry there. So 5JuNGz, they get themselves a little bit of revenge. Mind Control now with his Arcane Boots and Bottle. He was looking a little bit down and out. You know, usually Mind Control crushes his lane, gets a ton of farm, and he's up there in like the top 3 of net worth heroes. Right here, he's middle of the table. He's barely ahead of his support Crystal Maiden. Kuroki, fair enough, has done a good job roaming, rotating, farming jungle, and is about to hit level 6.
Kuroki is also 1 in 4. He's been involved in 5. Oh, top lane. Can they kill Matu?
He's got his little Invis spell, but that's not enough to save him from the snowball from Tusk.
Oh, the Bane. Oh, they might find a kill here.
On mid, Fata. It's held in place, but Supreme Meatball's there. He's going to land on top of Fata, and with the damage output, it's looking good, but not enough. Lissash gets himself away, but Kuroki needs one more hit. The snowball will fly out to Fata, finish him off. Mega kill streak stolen, and Kuroki's in a little bit of trouble here. Maybe he can turn. Frostbite's ready. The Bane Elemental, he's chasing this even though he's got no HP left. Supreme just wants a Cold Snap, a Sunstrike, or something. There's the Shackle into Shards. Sunstrike, not needed, as the Brain Sap and the Power Shot will finish off the little old Crystal Maiden. So really good turnaround there. Team Alternate, rotating that Invoker in. And
but
things seem even.
I mean, this is just a minimal thing, or just a minor thing, but I think you leave that kill to the Windrunner there. The Bane taking it, I mean, it's okay. They just want to secure it, but I think the Windrunner would have had it with a Power Shot anyway, and I think you leave it to that Windrunner because she's been starved this game.
Oh yeah, she really has. But, like, Windranger and Tusk, they're not looking too bad. The Slark is my main worry here for them. The fact he's gone for Midas, he's gone for a little more greedy build, but now he's maybe going to get picked off here. He pops his ult, track is gone. A TP coming in, Sunstrike off the mark, dodged out by Matoma Man. Jirax level 7, so the Winter's Curse is available. But whether or not they want to go and press the issue here, no.
Deer.
Matu's already gone out, and Exotic Deer, yeah, running towards the rune, but spotted by Kuro and Mind Control. Should be able to chase him down decently. He's actually got no mana left. There's no wind run.
If there's a Frostbite, he's dead.
There's no wind run. Exotic Deer slowed, and there's the Frostbite. Stops him in his tracks. Wall even thrown out by Mind Control. Nightmare from Elder Sash. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Tank in for your team. Mind Control takes a bit of Sunstrike damage away from Kuroki, and then turn back onto Bane. He's got nothing left to give. Fata gets another double kill here, and the TP's canceled out from your Bounty Hunter. They pop the dust just in case he gets himself into the thick of things. But that's going to be a tier 1 tower mid on top of everything else.
This is one more of these TPs. It's like, yeah, you TP in, but the other one is definitely gonna die anyway. So, why even TP in, right? This is 5JuNGz just taking a lead again. Mid lane. Oh, they do get a kill here actually.
Oh, Nisha dead to the world. Sasu walks back through the wall actually, and he's in trouble now as well. Fata comes in with the plasma field. Exotic Deer shackles up Jirax to the back of the tree. Can they actually do anything? Because Hero Supreme, Frostbitten, Matoma Man, the TP is there, but he will not complete as Kuroki finds the final hit in there. Fata just stands on the front lines and battering away at the Windranger and the Bane. These Forge Spirits are doing a ton, huh? Smoke out from, oh, Kuroki. That smoke doesn't save you from power shots. Forge Spirits, get your attacks in. And that's a little bit of minus armor there onto Fata. Are they going to go for this? Like, okay, that was close. Bottles up, stick charges at the ready. And Fata escapes on 25 health.
This was so... Kuroki, that was like the player of the week, basically. He smoked to dodge the damage from the Forge Spirits and survive with it. And then he runs back, only to run back into the power shot. That was so unfortunate. If you're that, you're just like, really, oh, why? Just why?
Why me?
Yeah.
Right, where's this snowball heading? Onto Mind Control? Onto Mind Control. Matoma Man is here, though, punched up and still gets the kill. He's got himself 1,200 gold. I'm guessing it's going to be the Shadow Blade build here from him. Just give you that guise of invisibility. Try and get yourself behind enemy lines. I mean, even though there's a Bounty Hunter, they don't really care about him. Picked off instantly with the nuke damage they've got.
Was really good awareness from Jirax. He's after the Tusk went in and they killed him, he immediately dropped a sentry because he was near. I mean, the Tusk doesn't go in here unless he has some sort of like backup, right? And then they scout out the Bounty Hunter. So this was just really good awareness from them. With that, they should be able to get the tier 2. Another wave coming in. Yeah, that's a tier 2 tower.
Look at the Winter Wyvern's gold, actually. You know, he's 104. He's got 1,800 gold saved up. Do you still go back for Glimmer Cape, or do you think about the Blink Rush?
I think you can go for the Blink, honestly. But this is just only if you're really greedy, if you want to go for those plays. And I think at the same time, you also might need a Blink on the Darkseer first. So maybe just go for the Glimmer Cape.
Oh, they're taking the Nightmare off. Winter's Curse. Mind Control doesn't have mech, but he's still not finished off just yet. The Shackle will go back onto an illusion. Matoma Man is cleared up as well. So they get a couple of pickoffs there as the rest of 5JuNGz on the retreat. But Exotic Deer with a double damage rune has no mana for Power Shot, no mana for Shackle Shot. I'm actually struggling to see how they kill Kuroki here. If he can get himself a nice little juke spot, he's going to get nightmared. The net closes in. He's juking, he's driving, but he's not going to escape from this one, even with Jirax. Over on the sidelines looking for it. Jirax actually. Fiend's Grip Fata comes in, but with the Sunstrike, the Winter Wyvern's dead to rights. Finished off with a track kill onto him. Fata, can you clear up a few hits in here? Just need to kill the Bounty Hunter now. No invis for 6 seconds time, but he doesn't go for it.
I don't know what to say here. This just Fata, it's like his team is like giving away kills, and Fata's like, hey guys, can we like kill these guys please? And he just comes in and cleans up. And he's, look at this net worth again. Fata is just ahead of everybody. It's almost 10k.
And this is like the issue I have with Invoker. Like during the laning phase, sure, he showed great kind of skill and thinking outside of the box to go for this build. Now he's got the double Forge Spirits, the natural kind of build order. But in this period here, what does he offer you in actual team fights? You need to set up for him. Like you need specific openings in team fights to smoke up, find a target, nightmare into combo. Or you go for the push and you just go for this, Force Spirit push into towers to try and bait 5JuNGz into you. But they've got Winter's Curse, they've got Vacuum, Wall, Mech nearly done for you docs here. It's difficult to have the correct scenario for the Invoker to really thrive in team fights, right? You can split push away and play the old school style with BOT's Necrobook, but that's not what we've seen from Exotic, from Supreme in the past. We've seen him play battling, brawling, fighting Invokers. But 5JuNGz have ways to deal with it.
I agree, but at the same time, I think Team Alternate is doing a good job at sort of like keeping up, right? They're not falling behind in a way where you could say, oh wow, this is like over no matter what. No, this is like, they're keeping up and they're giving Supreme this kind of space to farm up. Like, the fact that you go Midas, you have to go Midas, right? You have to go Midas because you need the levels, you need that gold as well. The fact that you have Midas, you're kind of useless in those engagements, but now that he's Aghanims, and if you give him like 2, 3, 4 more levels, he can be much more useful in these team fights because his spells are going to be much more stronger, and possibly like just a Deafening Blast. Just a Deafening Blast in the team fight can already be pretty strong, especially against the Razor.
Who would you rather have though? A farmed Invoker with a Midas or a farmed Slark with a Midas?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like
that's a good point.
That's my problem here. They've traded off Invoker's farm for Slarks. They're even. Kuroki, he's going to get picked off with the Sunstrike, finishing that kill there. Shackle shot with a Fiend's Grip, actually catching JuNGz. But he should be okay here, right? The Shuriken can get tossed, but it's not going to kill him. Unless he walks into this. Actually, very close to walking into the bounty.
But the thing is Slark doesn't find these kills that they find right now. Right? Or that Sunstrike kill, for example. Like, he gets a Sunstrike track kill, and his team is also part of that track. A Slark doesn't get that because he has to be physically part of that. So that's, I think, the biggest upside to this Invoker right now. The fact that they have these sort of like this global presence, and the fact that you can burst down the oh, that shackle.
Oh, that's actually lashed onto him, but they've got Winter's Curse coming in. The Cold Embrace is there. Oh, there's no mana. Need to pop the Soul Ring. Get the vision over onto Nisha, and now with Kuroki coming in, they should be able to frostbite up this little bounty hunter and take him out. So Matuma Man surviving. Wait, hang on a second. Hang on a second. You've got to kill him. You've got to actually kill him. Getting a little bit close there. But Matsu takes... Oh, the Sunstrike! Just about catching the Wyvern. So they take tier 1. They don't lose Matu. They do a 1-for-1 trade bounty for Wyvern. And back to your point about Matu, like, yes, he can't really go and find these global kills and enable the rest of his team to play a little more aggressively. But he can go and do things like this. Solo move into the enemy jungle and force people into these really awkward situations where they're staring down this little fish man with a dagger, and they've either got to TP away or they've got to stand and fight and TP people in to help him.
That's true. And I mean, of course this always applies, but I think this is also part of like the sort of like comfort, right? I mean, obviously this Invoker is a comfort pick for them because, I mean, you don't pick Invoker unless you're really comfortable with him and sort of like know how to play him. By the way, what is that Courier doing there? Is it bugging out for me? No, okay. The Courier's dead.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was just sitting on top of a Dire Observer Ward for like no reason at all. I don't know why it was just sitting there.
Oh boy. Well, that was Aghanims for your Wind Ranger. That's down the drain for a good old period of time.
That hurts so much.
Yeah, 3 minutes without it. Like that is a key item for a Wind Ranger. She's got enough of the point booster as well, so that would have been done. And 20 minutes already is getting pretty late. Kuroki walks straight into the Bane. Crystal Maiden hit with a Sunstrike and finished off with a Brain Sap. Oh god, that damage output.
Matsu, do they have vision here?
Can Bane completes the TP. Gets himself away from Fata, who went in for the kill. Matumba man. Nisha takes the dire courier, so a trade-off for a trade-off, a courier for a courier. But
at the same time, though, he pays with his life for it.
Yeah.
Not sure if that was worth it. Maybe. I don't know. I think you get like 150 for a courier, right?
Yeah, you get a decent amount. It's not as though you can track the courier up or anything, though.
Yeah.
Now, Bounty has a blink.
Oh, he's had it for actually quite some time. He did a really good job farming that up, actually. But yeah, that blink is really nice. I mean, the first time we saw it in competitive play, I think was Pilot Eye. It's a really good item on a support bounty hunter just because you can track somebody up really far away and then just blink out. That's usually the issue with the bounty hunters with that support, right? You wanna track people up, you wanna give your team vision, and you usually have to go in very deep. So this way you can just TP out or blink out, I guess.
Well, Supreme got himself blink and BOTs while looking at this Darkseer now. He's got Mech Arcanes and a blink of his own. So they've got that counter initiation tool and also the way to really enable this Winter's Curse from the Wyvern to be incredibly potent. Nisha, you are hunting Matumba Man, but this is a risky proposition. Matumba Man just running through the Radiant Jungle and he's actually going to find Sasu here. Walks into the punch, but Dark packs it off and jumps over the snowball. Into the Winter's Curse they go, though. The Sunstrike landing on Mind Control going to do a decent amount of damage, but they've already cleared up 2 and then 3. As the Darkseer Iron Shell allows Matumba Man to get that one.
I think this is one of these things where I'm not sure if Nisha actually has played against the Slark in a long time, because like he was following him, right? But Matumba Man knew that he was being followed because you obviously know, or because of the region, you know if the enemy has vision on you or not. So 5JuNGz were fully prepared for this, and they just gave away 3 kills for nothing. And this is going to be at least a tier 2 probably as well.
It's the best feeling in the world as well when you're a Darkseer and you get the level 2 wall, you just buy your Blink Dagger. Actually, the Blink Dagger was still in the stash. Like, he didn't even need to use it there. He just walks on into it. But Vacuum into that Winter's Curse is such a great combo as Fata dodges out from the Meatball and Deafening Blast. Supreme Blink TPs away. And they're actually looking to defend middle lane. Sasu caught in the Frostbite. He's got no Snowball. He's got nothing left. Kuroki lets launch the Freezing Field. The Mind Control trapped and finished up. And Matumba Man, you're going to turn and fight here. Kuroki nightmared and dodges out. That shackle shot, it looks like. It doesn't look like Team Alternate want to really commit too heavily into this. Lissash dead. Matu jumps forward. Sunstrike off the mark as well. Nisha wants to try and clear up some kills. Kuroki will take the brunt of that damage. And Matumba Man, and that's Cold Snap over onto you. The damage output's good, but Supreme has blinked into Fata. Ghost Walk available. Pops that with the Invoke. Do they have reveal? Have they got anything to see him apart from this static link just draining and draining? There's no supports in range. There's no one to come and help Fata here, so he's actually alone 1v2. And now 1v3 as the Bane buys back. Nisha track, there we go. Jump forward to the Ice Wall. Fata BKB and turn to fight. That's your 10-second BKB down to 9, though.
At the same time, it was also a buyback from the Bane, right? So I think that's an okay trade for 5JuNGz. And in general, they just... I don't know, where's the damage coming from ATN? The Windrunner is pretty much the only one that's dealing damage here. And especially since she didn't have her Aghanim, she was basically just taking Mind Control. It took her a long time to actually bring him down. What? So this is where your whole argument about, what does this Invoker contribute to this game right now comes in, because he's not part of those team fights, or at least not early enough, so he doesn't really deal any damage.
Oh, Fata, here we go. Sunstrike will clear that one up. Yeah, Invoker has these really old Matumba Man. Dark packs off the Shackle Shot. I thought they were going to be fine, but Lissash nightmares himself. And to try and get away from this, Dark Pact will secure that kill. Sasu's chased and vacuumed back, and Mind Control's holding the vacuum. Maybe to find another kill over on the side, but Exotic's already Windrun away. But yeah, the Invoker has these really weird power spikes where, you're kind of weak for the first 3 levels, then very strong with your Sunstrike, then pretty weak in comparison to other heroes as they scale with their ultimates. Because obviously he doesn't have the regular, 6, 11, 16, where ultimates are incredibly strong. He doesn't have the regular level 4 in his main nuke or anything like that. Everything scales really weirdly, especially depending on what build you've got. He's gone for max Exort, so it's all about the Sunstrike and the Meatball damage here. Forge Spirits obviously get pumped up a little bit by that, but from here on, I think this is his weakest point in terms of overall contribution. Damage-wise, sure, but control-wise, he's a little bit limited. But as the game progresses, like the next 10 minutes, he's definitely going to improve in his actual strength in teamfights, with Deafening Blast, with Ice Wall, even with the EMP being thrown out, because we do have very mana-intensive heroes over on 5JuNGz.
Yeah, and we haven't even seen a single tornado, right? So if he does, if we still see a level 25 Invoker in this game, we're gonna see a very impactful Invoker as well, because he's basically gonna be 90% of the team fight from ATN with his tornado, EMP, whatever combo. So, but for now, ATN has to hold out and not give away these skills. I mean, it's easier said than done, obviously, but they have to be wary of this.
Oh, Nisha. Oh, Nisha. Do they have a gem? Do they have somewhere? Oh, they've got. Yeah, you're right. Nisha, you can try and blink, but the Dark Pack, the damage, the dot, the Iron Shell, he's in here, he's hiding the Vacuum Pack, and they found him. Even with the Glimmer Cape, you're still not going to escape.
Oh, Supreme. He's dead.
Where's he?
Cannot afford to die.
Oh my goodness, he's caught as well. Oh, they don't have JuNGz here though. Winter Wyvern's not available with the gem, so they're not going to be able to chase him down. The Ghost Walk invoked just in time. The blink forward, Matu just never gives up. He's straight back into the thick of things. And with the Plasma Field to finish off the Bane. This goes from 0 to 100 so quickly.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, and now they're just gonna sit in front of the THV. This is though where Invoker and Windrun are pretty good though, because you have like really good high ground defense with Meatball and stuff and Power Shot. If they decide to actually use it.
Oh, Kuroki down to half HP. There's the usage of the Sunstrike. But yeah, they know that Invoker is like at his weakest here. He's got lots of damage, but if they can control him up and keep the fight going, like Sasu's being pummeled by Matu, Fata just runs into the middle of Exotic Deer and Supreme, and there's nothing that they can do to, you know, there is no teamfight AoE ultimate, apart from this Invoker once he gets his levels. So at this point, 5JuNGz, there's nothing to stop them from grouping up. All they've got is the Meatball. But you can see that coming from miles away. Shackle Shot will catch Mind Control there. But I don't see why 5JuNGz can't go for round 2 in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, technically they could just wait until Griza back up, right? Tusk is still down, and Tusk is actually pretty important for ATN as well in those team fights. But I guess they're just gonna take it slow. Maybe take even the Aegis. If they have an Aegis on Matu, he can just do everything he's been doing so far and even more because he has a second life. Just imagine how scary a Slark is once he really doesn't care what happens to him.
And with an AC on your Razor, taking these racks and towers is going to be so much easier. You know there's no glyph for the Radiant either for another 3.5 minutes or so. So round 2, it's going to come very soon. I'm not sure they even need Roshan. Like, it's a lot of time expended with a team that doesn't do Roshan at a great speed. You know, they've got no medallion, right? There's nothing to actually go and help them or aid them in there. So really, you just look for a team fight outside of the base. You look to shove this wave in mid as hard as you can, and maybe find a pick-off if you're lucky. But they've got the team fight control. They've got the big AoE ultis. While alternate, they need a solo pick-off. Like, they need to kill Matuma Man right here, right now, as he's running up on top of the high ground, but they can't.
Yeah, and 5JuNGz, they can just sit here, hit those racks, and they're just like, hey, we're watching you.
Team alternate, they let one go. I'm probably just going to have to let the second one go as well. Fata stands up on high ground. Skadi brought in, but there's your starting point. The punch into Sunstrike not going to be lined up perfectly. Shackle Shot's good though. Matuma Man held in with a grip as well, but Vacuum Wall. Mind Control controls them all. Sasu's trapped now as well into the Frostbite Freezing Field. Matu jumps in, and Exotic Deer just shredded here under the power of the Slark. Surges forward. And he's not going to find the Invoker as he jumps himself back into the fountain, but that's it. 3 dead, no base defense, and Team Alternate, I don't see them coming back from this.
Yeah, me neither. And this is why I think Windrunner is actually not that good of a pickup in this game. I mean, the Slark just jumped her in. Yeah, she uses Windrun, but the pounce duration is almost as long as the Windrun itself, or even just as long. I'm not sure right now. She just couldn't do anything. She even had a blink dagger that she bought right before that engagement, and she died instantly.
Bounty just blinked into his own death. I think they know. Invoker, go for one last hurrah. Come on. Ice Wall, Meteor, Deafening Blast. Just go for the big combo. Whatever you've got, throw it. You know you need to. Bot tier 3, bot rank's gonna fall pretty soon as well, as Fata just running around middle lane. Doesn't have a care in the world.
Yeah, this is just 5JuNGz doing what they want, really. And pretty much everyone on... Oh, wow, that combo.
Yeah, Vac, Curse, even with the Ice Wall down. Invoker can buy back here. And he will do so with a shackle shot, not latching onto anyone. The ice wall's annoying, but still able to blink away. Mind control gets himself back. Second laner axe though going to drop. Matuma-man, yeah, there we go. Jump straight into the Invoker. Tornado, Meteor, Deafening Blast. There's the combo, but it's not enough. They don't have the damage output, don't have the control. They don't have the physical DPS from this Wind Ranger to actually put it. Look, Matuma-man, he's just tickled. Tickled by the Wind Ranger with Ags and crit. With his Skadi Sandunyasha and his level 20. This Slark, do whatever the hell he wants.
I actually think it's really impressive that ATN is not GGing out here right now, because if you consider that they've been playing all day because of the European qualifier, you'd think they'd be really tired, right? And they're just like keeping on.
Well, the way things are looking, Team Alternate currently are in 3rd place. They're 5 and 3 with new teams sitting at 3 and 5. 5JuNGz is 6 and 2. So it's not massively important for Team Alternate to get a win here, but it would be nice just to sort of I think it sort of secures them that top 3 finish. But Fiendscript Fata, yeah, he doesn't really feel it. Supreme finished off as well, and it's just going to be a full-on fountain dive. GG's going to be called by the Bounty Hunter. There's Team Alternate and gets swept 2-0 to 5JuNGz. That was pretty impressive, honestly.
It really was. It really was. And I mean, I maybe praise him too much, but Fata is definitely really performing superbly. I mean, last game, this game, he's definitely carrying this team. Not to take anything away from, of course, Matuma-man, who's also been really strong, but Fata is just really stellar, especially in the laning phase. Like, he outlaned his opponent twice in a row now.
Well, that's it for this series, guys. We do have another one coming up in about half an hour, so 30 minutes at 10:30 p.m. CEST. Scary Faces take on new team 123-123. So we'll have another 2-game series there. Skim, you have to leave at, what did you say, 11 p.m.?
Yeah.
So you might be able to do... No, you probably won't be able to do...
Probably won't be able to do it, no.
Well, thanks for joining me. You can check out Skim at Skim Gaming on Twitter. Any shout-outs or anything?
Nah, but yeah, shout out to you for having me. It was really fun.
Sure. Well, see you guys in a short while. About half an hour, hopefully, if nothing goes wrong. You know, fingers crossed, touch wood and all that. But see you after a little break.